Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to speak in English now, as this session will be in English. We tried to do it in Italian,
Yeah, if you want.
but here's a question. How many plugins does your average WooCommerce store have? 20?
75.
30? Too many. Exactly. And how many of those plugins do you use just for one very small particular feature? Exactly. Rodolfo Melogli is going to change your mind to the snippet mindset and tell you how to replace heavy bloated plugins with clean, efficient PHP codes. Rodolfo is a WooCommerce developer, educator, and creator of Business Bloomer, a go-to resource for advanced WooCommerce tutorials. Is it right? Perfect? Okay, thank you. Some say he's also organizing an e-commerce conference in Sicily, which will be almost as good as this one. This is advanced customization. This is how you keep your stores fast, secure, and completely under control. If you write code or if you don't, this session is going to change how you work. A very special guest for me personally. Thanks for being here. Please give a big round of applause to Rodolfo Melogli.
Right, I hope you had enough coffee anyway. Was it Italian coffee? I don't know. Right, let's start with a question. Who here is involved with a plugin company? Plugin developers, plugin marketers, plugin. Come on, raise your hands. You Spanish, raise your hand. All right, now let's go out of the room. See you. All right. Right, WordPress is cool, but have you ever installed a plugin just for something that you could achieve with a few lines of code? Come on, switch. Yeah, there you go. That's him, right? All right, but how do I know if I can replace a plugin with a few lines of code? That's the million-dollar question, right? Let me give you an example. Is there anyone from this plugin here? You know what that is? Right. Okay. No one from Yoast here? Okay. I don't think so. All right. Right. The green and the yellow and the red lights. Fluff. Titles. Then Google rewrites them, whatever, the way it wants it. Meta. Do you really enter meta manually for 575 pages and 5,000 products? I don't know. Sitemap, robots, breadcrumbs, open graphs, AI analysis, upsells, and all that kind of stuff. That's Yoast, right? Nothing against Yoast, I use it, but I'm just giving you an example. 4.5 meg, that's the plugin size. Screens, upsells, and yet comes with 10+ million active installs. We're struggling getting 10 active installs. Imagine 10 million, right? Click. Right. So enter the snippet mindset. Ooh. Yeah. All right. Didn't work. Look at that. Do you really need to enter the titles for each page? Just write better H1s. That's just content. Do you really need to enter 5,000 meta descriptions? No, just use a snippet. Do you really need to enable the sitemap in Yoast? You can do it with a snippet. Do you really need to enable Yoast breadcrumbs? Well, if your theme is good enough, you don't really need that, right? And so on and so on. So this list could go on. Click, click, click. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 line of code to generate a sitemap for your website, right? This is how simple it is to come up with a sitemap if you don't use the Yoast plugin. So this is the beginning of your shift from, oh, I'm going to install this plugin, 10 million people use it. Yeah, but hold on. Let me think about it for a second, right? There you go. My honest reaction. So, what happens when you use too many plugins if you don't know each plugin inside and outside? Well, your website could get slow, so many conflicts. It takes a long time for maintenance, auto updates. Oh my God, my website went down. Support requests, errors. With snippets, you gain control. All right, so remember this word, control. I am Rodolfo, and the lovely Marco already introduced me. I am the only WordPress professional who is going against AI. So there you go. Organizing in-person conferences, building a membership site made of humans, but that's just me. Right? All right. So I've divided my presentation into sections. And the first one is you've got to audit your WordPress site in the first place. So the goal of this audit is to understand what the plugin actually do or actually does versus what you actually need, right? Remember about this, what it does versus what you actually need. For each installed plugin, simply ask yourself, am I paying, and I mean not just money, but also time, for features that I never use? Remember, Yoast, maybe use a couple of things, and then the other 98 are left there, right? So that's 4.5 megabytes of settings. For each installed plugin, you should ask yourself, if I uninstalled whatever, what do I want to keep, right? So you come up with a list. For example, no, actually, that's not an example. One note, and that's a good news for plugin developers like us, there are some plugins that you can't replace, or that it's better that you don't replace. So we're talking about the ones that come with deep API integrations, payment plugins, plugins that require constant testing, patching, debugging, right? So you can't replace everything. So the goal for today is to understand which ones you can replace and which ones you can't. Examples, because that's how we go back to earth and we try to understand what I'm trying to say, even though I had loads of coffee today. I want to set up a 301 redirect, right? All good so far? I don't want to set up 1,000 redirects, just one. Without a wildcard, I don't care about how many people actually click on that. I want stats. Should I keep using the redirection plugin? Well, the answer is no. You can just set it up with a snippet, right? So that's what you should be thinking, the way you should be thinking. Other example, and that's personal example, I use Affiliate WP, right, which is the premium plugin for creating an affiliate program for your website privately, right? So basically, I manually turn people into affiliates. I give them the link, and I have this list of, let's say, affiliates. But really, all I need is to generate a referral upon a WooCommerce order. That's all. I don't need an affiliate program sign up. I don't need affiliate program stats. I just need to pay them, right? So that's another example why I wouldn't want to use a plugin. Or I use Google Analytics for WooCommerce, which is the official Google Analytics plugin for WooCommerce on the repo. But I don't really understand much of its settings. Maybe I can replace with Google Tag Manager, and that's just one line of code, maybe 3. And it's easy that way. Or that's another example from my own experience. I sell online courses. Do I really need an LMS plugin? Maybe not, because I am one teacher. Each course, it's not divided into modules, just a few lessons. I don't need quizzes and stats and all that kind of stuff, students, whatever. What I need is hiding lesson pages from logged out members, right? That's what I need, right? So that was the audit, trying to understand what you use, why you use it, and whether it's replaceable. Now we're talking about feasibility. So can I really replace it? And you want to decide what can be replaced. So remember that the benefit here is that if you use the snippet, you code it once, hopefully, if it's well coded, and then forget about it. A plugin, it's a recurring updates, recurring troubleshooting, license renewals, account management, setup, testing, and so on. So you have to basically balance this and understand which way you want to go. And the question that you should be asking yourself really is this feature easy to code? Because if it's not, if it's a payment gateway, if it's a complex API integration, if it's a plugin that people invested thousands of hours on it, then you can't really replace it. So for each replacement mini project, you have to ask around, maybe AI, or think about it. How long would it take to code it? Otherwise, it makes no sense. I understand the distance. I'm testing. I'm auditing the clicker. There you go. So that's an example. Let's say I'm crazy. One day I wake up and I want to ditch my LMS plugin. I say, all right, but how long is it going to take me? So maybe 2 hours of PHP development. Then I put it on staging and do 5 hours of testing, 5 hours of then content migration, 3 hours for going onto production. But the benefits are that after these 2 + 5 + 5 + 3 hours, then I'm done. I need no maintenance after that, hopefully. No admin, no renewals, no management, and so on.
Arrow key?
Say it again?
The arrow key on the keyboard.
Yeah, I could use that. Yeah, better. All right. For the redirection plugin, how long would it take you to set up a 301 redirect? You can even do it in htaccess. It's probably 10 minutes if you're slow. Benefits, no bloat, no upsells, no useless settings, all right? So that was the audit, the feasibility, and now we get into execution. The goal, the objective is coding the snippet in the shortest, easiest, leanest, fastest way. Otherwise, it makes no sense. So what you want to do is you start with a document for yourself, which would document the features that you need. You start from the plugin. Affiliate WP does this, and that. I only need to create referrals upon orders, and I need to add a tab on the My Account page in WooCommerce. That's all. Use a bit of AI to refine it. You turn it into a prompt. So yes, we're using AI to come up with a prompt, and then we send the prompt to AI again. So that's an example. Let's build a simplified WooCommerce affiliate system, which is affiliate WP replacement. The snippet should be built using native WordPress WooCommerce tools such as hooks, filters, custom post types, and so on. Here are the core requirements. People need to register? No, I, the admin, need to manually check which WordPress users become affiliate, because that's how I use the affiliate WP plugin. Then I need an affiliate dashboard on the front end under the My Account section. This tab should list the referrals. So the logged in user goes to My Account, click on the whatever referrals tab, and see the table with the referrals, whether they're pending, paid, unpaid, and so on. Number 3, as an admin, I need you to create a custom post type. Since then, I changed this to a custom database table instead. but that's for another story. Named referral. Each referral must come with order ID, affiliate ID, order date, product name, commission amount, referral status. That's it. That's the code snippet replacement for a full plugin. Please develop section 1 first, as I want to proceed step by step. That's a good tip, because ChatGPT or the others might get a little bit crazy if you ask for the whole thing at the same time, right? So audit, feasibility, execution, and now deployment. The goal this time is to test your snippet on staging, then install it in production while the legacy plugin is still active. So the two things must be active at the same time. And only if it works, you're going to remove the legacy plugin. And then you keep monitoring it. The first thing that you should be doing, so we're following that list. You see, test the snippet on staging. I mean, this is obvious, right? I mean, you can't do this job if your hosting doesn't come with staging, or if you're not able to clone the website, or if you don't have a local install. You need to test it first. Second, as I said, please install it in production while the legacy plugin is still active, because it's a replacement, and that's how HPOS is. If anyone is familiar with WooCommerce HPOS, it works in the same way. You basically activate it, and then data flows to both systems, the old WP posts table and the new HPOS table. Well, because it's a replacement, data should flow towards both, right? So I still keep affiliate WP active while my custom system is also collecting the same data. At this stage, if data flows and the snippet works and everything is in place, it's time to remove the old plugin and pray that everything works. Also, you might need to migrate data from the old plugin. Maybe you had a custom database table, then you need to migrate it. Or in my case, I duplicate the table, renamed it, and asked the snippet to use the custom table instead. So I had to do nothing. I have some sort of thing with ambulances, even when I do my live streams. All right, must be a sign. Last thing is about the monitoring. So you need to adjust the snippet. So that thing that you set it and forget it is not really true. So you should be monitoring a little bit and make sure that it works for every possible case scenarios. Snippets are flexible. Yes, they're easy to tweak, but you have to be super careful. The good thing, though, which is in uppercase here, is that snippets are yours, unlike plugins from third party. So I hope you learn my snippet mindset, that at least you're gonna go back home and audit your websites for bloat, because this is possible. Do you really need those 75.5 plugins that you have on your website? Can a snippet do the same job, but I would actually add a better job or a faster job? Make sure you execute your snippets carefully and deploy them safely, so keeping both versions on the website. Monitor and follow data going onto your custom database tables or your custom post types, whatever it is. And if you use fewer plugins, it's a win-win. But let me add, because I'm also a plugin developer, so I say, what are you talking about, Rodolfo? Like, why did you come up with this idea? Well, my idea is that even though I'm a plugin developer and I sell plugins, I still believe that small chunks of code, if coded properly, are a win-win for you. So your goal is to come up with a lean WordPress installation. So that's my thank you, grazie, obrigado, muchas gracias, and whatever. I hope as I said, you're gonna go back home and do some work on your plugin stack, and maybe let me know how it goes. Do you know what time it is?
You still had 15 minutes.
All right, that's okay.
So we're gonna massacre you.
I'm just gonna go. I'll see you later.
We're gonna ask a lot of questions because we have a lot of time. So,
Good.
any questions from the audience? We have 15 extra minutes.
Yeah, it's fine. I can go.
So give us our recipe, your recipe of bolognese.
So
No,
in
actually, we have questions.
in Sicily, they do a special bolognese doesn't exist.
Doesn't
but
exist.
It's ragu. Ragu.
Okay, forget I said anything.
Bolognese
have a
it's
question
like an
here?
American thing.
Hi. Should we use Snippets plugin if we want to do something very simple, or should we
Yes.
create a very simple plugin?
Yes. So the question is, should we use code snippets, which is a plugin that allows you to collect snippets and enable, disable them as you go? So for years, I'm a developer. I do, I teach online courses. I run classes twice a month. And I always said, you should place your code in your functions.php in the child theme of your functions.php. And that's the only place you should have it. And then I do the class, I run the class, and I record my lessons, or I build my conference website, and I end up using code snippets. And I say, like, what's going on? Like, I say something, and then I use the other. So you should be using whatever feels good to you, whatever feels good to the project, whatever feels good to your stack. And I've got nothing against code snippets. Actually, the plugin has been improved a lot in the last few years. You can save your snippets in the cloud. You can reuse them on X websites. It comes with error checking. So it's actually not that bad at all. So for my WooCommerce conference in-person website that I'm running next year, like I actually built it with a parent theme. I think it's my first install ever without child theme and code snippets, just because I needed, 20 features, and that's all I needed. And I didn't install a single plugin. I just coded, some plugin replacements, mostly invoicing and the Italian tax stuff. Sorry, don't let me say bad words. And
We know your feeling.
yes,
For it's not that different.
you know my feeling, e-invoicing, all that kind of stuff. So I simply built the website with WooCommerce plus code snippets.
More questions? I think we had one here. Álvaro? No?
So thank you, Rodolfo. You showed the example of affiliate WP and your process of changing for a snippet alternative. How can one access what a plugin like affiliate WP does in the background so that the snippet does everything that you need it to do?
So one thing that I enjoy doing is going to the WordPress backend and count how many main items and sub items the plugin adds to the dashboard. So if you see affiliate WP, that's the WordPress sidebar. It has a main item and then 25 sub items. I don't know if that answers your question, but basically, as soon as I see how many of those I need, which in that case was a single one tab of the entire plugin, which was referrals, right? I didn't need affiliates, I didn't need settings, I didn't need anything else but that single thing. You can even ask AI, listen, I'm trying to build a lean version of plugin, whatever. Like, what are the MVP, so the minimum viable product, so the basically the least amount of features that I need in order to replace it. And it's easy enough. Like once you put it on paper, so that's why I said you need to write a document, because if you put it on paper or on a Google Doc, you actually understand, oh, hold on, I need a referral, but that also means that I need a hook whenever a WooCommerce order is placed, right? Then I need another hook whenever a WooCommerce order is canceled because I need to revoke the referral. And then I need an affiliate dashboard for the affiliate when it's logged in under my account to show them the table of referrals. And also I need the admin to have access to the basically list of referrals and a bulk edit where you can set them all as paid whenever you pay the the affiliate. So you add piece by piece, so you get to the minimum viable thing, and then you say add-ons. So it would be nice to send an email whenever you send people money. It would be nice to have an email whenever a new order is placed and someone earns a commission. It would be nice to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then you get to your ideal setup. But you start with those 5 settings, and then you scale it a little bit. First, you have to test it.
Okay, we have some more questions.
Hi, Rodolfo. One question is, when should we understand that it should be better to build a new plugin than using a code snippets? The length of the code, how do you decide to make it a snippet or make it a new plugin?
So I think it is a fair question, because we've been talking about replacing plugin and not about building new plugins. So I think I usually go by the number of lines of PHP, whether I need multiple files, classes. I mean, you can really stick classes into a code snippet, right? So it must be a plain, trigger and a function. If you need, multiple JS files and CSS customization, that's when you have to move into plugin development. But in my case, I always start by saying, can I do this with a code snippet in the first place? Because that would be my first choice. And if not, then I move on to plugin development. My ethos, my thinking behind my own plugins, they're called mini plugins, because I hate, let's say, are you familiar with the multi-purpose themes? It was a thing from maybe 5 years ago on Team Forest, and you buy this theme and it does 10 million things for doctors, for construction, for everything. And there are multi-purpose plugins as well, which have 150 features. I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. So I take a snippet and I turn it into a mini plugin, and now I have something that I can sell to the audience that doesn't want to deal with coding. But that's my thinking behind mini plugins as well. So I revealed my business secret now.
We are on the road.
Oops.
So, hi Rodolfo, thank you so much for your presentation. You mentioned before, you were kind of like saying how many hours you need to do this and that. And you were like, one of the things I think people go with existing plugins is the amount of work that it will give one to do that little feature ourselves. And maybe for someone who's not very comfortable building their own plugins, they're going to give up and go move to this other more complete plugin. You were showing some AI prompts, and I am assuming that you have some AI experiences building code with AI. So I was wondering, do you think AI is probably the solution for that little problem, those 12 hours that you were mentioning, reduce them to 2 or 3, and just take that pressure away from spending so much time optimizing?
Right. So I mentioned earlier that I'm going against AI, and I really mean it. But I use it a lot for helping me. So I use my knowledge, and then I use AI to refine it. So of course, that's the ambulance. why not? Like all my videos, like ambulance passing by, so people are saying, what are you doing? Where do you live? Like you live in a hospital. Yeah, you live in Port. So sorry. So I was saying, so I start with an idea. I have some knowledge about PHP. That's the only thing I know what to do with. To be honest, I know nothing about React. Know nothing about complex like Cloud code and all these CLI things. Like that's beyond me. I'm a PHP coder. So something that was taking me 20 hours once is now taking me 3, and that's because of AI. But because I ask the right questions and because I use it to refine my code as opposed to the opposite. People now start from AI and then get someone to refine it. So I'm the opposite. But surely, I mean, speeding up things and revising, finding errors, and making it lean and making it more performant, avoiding that I query 10,000 order objects as opposed to getting just the IDs and stuff like that. So definitely is helping me, and definitely I see this like great opportunity. And like code snippets plugin now comes also with AI. So if they're doing it, there must be a reason why it's gonna work. So you can create your snippet from AI and start from there. But you need to be super careful. So I tend to start with my own code, my own MVP document, put down some initial ideas and hooks and that we should be using. I tell AI which hooks I want to use and where in the dashboard I want the results, and it helps me to put it faster. Hope it helped.
Do you have another question here?
Well, I have a different question because you already answered the question that I was planning to make. So I will do a new one. So this is your situation right now, and for a lot of people that develops plugins around the world for WordPress, folks start to make new plugins using AI to insert on production websites without checking all the stuff, all the security. But either way, until things hit the fan, they will do it that way. So my question is, what is turning the plugins, WordPress plugins, product placement and for selling products, just like you do and other people that build plugins in this area, besides the ones that are, as you said, too complex to use snippets?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting harder even to get people to download your free plugin from the repo. First, because it's impossible to find it, and second, because people are just coding it. And AI actually gets it now after a few months of trial and testing. So it is working. So the thing that makes a plugin stand out is, first of all, support. AI cannot give you support, especially human support. Can it help you understand why that dashboard admin page is low, or why it's creating a conflict with plugin B? And that's what a plugin company must do today to stand out, which is support is our main feature. It's not the plugin feature, it's actually the human help that you will receive, even if it's a free plugin, because that makes a huge difference. And once again, I keep getting to this going against AI, and I keep bumping into this. And the only way to win, it's by putting humans first. So support, and as I said, being here in a room in person, learning new things. I mean, ChatGPT is now sleeping. We're still awake and learning new things. So we have to be smarter. And for a plugin developer, that's all about providing amazing, fast if possible, or if not, super qualified support.
Yeah, and if you are doing that, do not use AI as the first line of support.
Good point.
Maybe. Any more questions? We still have time. No?
We're still awake.
That's it. Thank you so much. I have a present for you. We have a present for you.